Okay, you're going to take some notes today, and we're going to talk about estimating and multiplying by a one-digit number. Okay, so you need to make sure you get your notebook paper. Please pause this anytime so you're able to catch up in case if I am moving too fast for you. I want you to be able to write these notes just as I am, making sure you're putting them in your math spiral. So it's estimating and multiplying by a one-digit number. Okay? So you have your pencil and your paper, your notes. First of all, let's review estimating. In my class, I've talked about how estimating is called rounding without rules. Okay? Rounding without rules is what it's called. You want to be able to change numbers so they are really easy to multiply. Okay? I want you to be able to do these multiplication problems in about 5 seconds or less, because again, the nice thing about estimating is it's an educational guess, and it's an educational guess, and you are just finding something that's close to the actual answer. The easiest thing that you want to do is when you're changing these numbers so that they're really, I should put easy, sorry. Easy to multiply is you want to try and make the numbers end in zeros. Once again, you're going to want to try to make your answers, your numbers end in zeros. Why? We all know that multiplying everything by 10 is so easy. 10 times 8 is 80. 100 times 8 is 800. So easy. All you're having to do is take off the zeros and add them at the end. Another word you're going to hear me say, or you're going to read, is actual. Actual is another way to say the real answer. Okay? So for example, this is kind of what we're talking about today. You got the number 234 times 9. Please remember, if this is not complete in your book, you need to make sure you're pressing pause so you can go back and you can get with us. Okay? Don't forget, you always can press pause. So we've got 234 times 9. So I want us to estimate. We're going to estimate first. Estimate, again, is finding a quick answer. There's multiple ways that you can do this. What can I round 234 to make it easy? Remembering, you want to change numbers that are really easy to multiply, and especially numbers that end in zeros. Okay? So for example, you could do a simple rounding up to the nearest 10, which would make it 230. Now, you could leave that as a 9, but in this instance, since this one is at a 230, I would go ahead and change your 9 into a 10. Okay. Now, to be quick, and you're doing multiplication quite quickly, if you have numbers at the end, zeros at the end, you can take them off. What multiplication problem is left? It's 23 times 1, which is 23. I took 2 zeros off, 1, 2, 3, comma. 230 times 10 is 2,300. I could quickly change 234 to 200. What could I change 9 to be quick and easy? I could move it to a 10. Again, working with zeros. Take my 3 zeros off. 2 times 1 is 2. How many zeros? 3. Or I could even keep it as 200 and keep 9 the same. 9 times 0 is 0, 9 times 0 is 0, 9 times 2 is 18. Or, looking at it this way, like I was saying before, you could take your zeros off, only it works on the end. Leaving 9 times 2, which is 18. How many zeros did I mark off? So it's the exact same way. You can do your regular multiplication, or knowing that you have zeros at the end, you could do it this way. The actual answer, doing regular multiplication, is 234 times 9. 4 times 9 is 36. Carry my 3. I can look at this two different ways. 9 times 30, because this is in the tens place, or 9 times 3, which is 27, plus 3 is 30. Carry my 3. I'm really multiplying 9 times 200, or as we quickly say, 9 times 2 is 18, 19, 20, 21. So my actual answer is 2,106. Looking at all different ways that I did estimating, I'm quite close. And that's why all of these examples are going to work for estimating, because I kept within a couple hundred of my actual answer. I'm going to go ahead and turn the page. You may not need to. Once again, please feel free to pause in estimating, making sure it's easy to multiply. Okay, another example is 482 times 6. Okay, I can quickly change 482 in multiple different ways. I could change it to 480. Could I leave this as 6? Sure, I could. Okay, still doing the longer work. I mean, because you've got your 0 here, you can mark that off, or you can go ahead and do it. 6 times 0 is 0. 8 times 6 is 48. Carry my 4. I'm really multiplying 6 times 400, which is 2,400 plus 2 more, which is 2,880. Okay, I can also change this to 500. Can I change this to a 6? Leave it as a 6? Absolutely. Look at the difference in what I've done here. Why would I have changed this to a 5? Well, when you're doing estimating, changing numbers ending in 0, we can multiply lots of numbers ending in 0. We know our multiples of 5. Okay, 1s are always easy. So 1s, 5s, 10s, and 0s are the super easiest numbers to multiply by. So I could have done this. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times this 0 is 0. 6 times 5 is 30. Here, 0. 5 times 0 is 0. Okay. Could I even have made it to 400 times 10? Look at the difference here. This is going to end up being, I took off 3 zeros, leaving me with 4. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me, that's 3 zeros. Look at the difference. When you move this really far and this really far, it's going to be quite different from your answer. So I would say this is probably not going to be the best estimate. Okay, even though you are using multiple zeros, it's still a little too far away, and this is a little too far. You're almost 100 away. Okay, the actual 482 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry my 1. 6 times 80, or 6 times 8 is 48, plus 1 is 49, so it's really 490. Right here I'm multiplying. Again, this is the distributive property that we keep talking about. I'm distributing the 6 to the 4, which the real value of my 4 is 400. 6 times 4 is 24, plus that's 28, or 2,800. Okay, so my actual answer is 2,892. Looking at my different estimates, well within decent estimates. Over here, it's not going to be my best. Is it really, really bad? It's not really bad, but it's definitely other options that are better. Now what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to get out your workbook, and you're going to turn to lesson 2.1, and I would like for you to turn to page 56. You're going to turn to page 56. Okay, once again, I'm on page 56 in your math workbook. Here in this particular problem in number 2, you're going to be able to see that there are some room over here, or there is some room over here, which is fine. So you can work it, because you're going to do two things. The first thing you're going to do is estimate. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to find the product. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is estimate. So looking at this, I've got 608. I can simply move that to 600 because I'm not moving it very far. I'm really 8 away from this. And I can keep this as an 8 because once again, this has ending in 0. So really it's 8 times 0, 8 times 0, 6 times 8 is 4,800. The product, your product is a factor times a factor equals a product. So I'm looking for my answer to this multiplication problem. 8 times 8 is 64. Carry my 6. 8 times 0 is 0. Plus 6 is 6. Therefore, 6 times 8 is 48. So my actual answer is 4,864. My estimate was 4,800. Quite close. So I can move this. Two different ways I could do this. I could move this to 556 is closest to. You could simply say 600. You also could even say 556 is closest to 560. Is 551? Absolutely. It goes down, but nevertheless, it's still okay. I would leave 4 the same just because it's a simple multiplication. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. 6 times 4 is 24, leaving me or giving me 2,400. Over here, this one I might change and multiply by 5 because these up here are 5. Could you leave it as a 4? Absolutely. There's so many options when you're estimating. That's a 0. That's a 30. 5 times 5 is 25. So either one of those estimates, I probably would go with 2,400 because, again, working with lots of zeros. It's fine. Or if you'd like to wait to see what the actual answer is and then pick which estimate you would like, that's fine as well. 6 times 4 is 24. Carry my 2. 4 times 5 or 4 times 50 is 20 plus 2 is 22. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2 more is also 22. So 2,224 is my actual answer, looking at my estimates on either side. Again, this is the closest, but this is still acceptable. Okay, you're moving down to number 5. This is a little bit difficult because you have this little mark right here. You have this little blue box because it says solve for the unknown number. We also call those variables in algebra. This one's not a variable, it's just simply an unknown number. So 6 times 6 is 36. 6, you carry your 3. 6 times 9 is 54. 55, 56, 57. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 5 is 23. So I am correct. So this is 7. Moving on to my next one. What can I multiply 8 to make 6? Now, mind you, it's not just 6. It could be, I could carry, and this could be a 16, 26, a 36, a 46. So something times 8, because we know that 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is, 8 times 2 is 16. Carry my 1. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus one more is 17. That's not going to work because that's not a 7. Okay. So what can we multiply? So 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 7 is 56. Let's see if that works. 7 times 8 is 56. Carry my 5. 8 times 2 is 16. Oh, here we go. 16 plus 5 is, there's my 1. It's 21. 2 and 1. So therefore 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 2 more is 10. Carry my 1. 8 times 5 is 40. Plus 1 more is 41. 1, 2, 3. Those are my missing numbers. Again, this one's easy because it already gives us our first ones in the ones place. 6 times 7. In fact, if you'd like to pause it before I work through it, just so you could try it yourself, that would be a smart option as well. Okay, so if you didn't pause it, we're going on, and if you did pause it, great job in trying to work it yourself. Let's see if you were correct. 6 times 7 is 42, carry my 4, blank times, 7 times blank plus 4 is this. Wow, okay, so I gotta think to myself, 7 times 1 is 7, so if I were to have a 1 there, 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4, no, it's 11. 7 times 2 is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, nope, that's not gonna work. 7 times 3, oops, sorry, it has to be a 4 staying up there. 7 times 3 is 21, plus that would be 25, no. 7 times 4, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, oh, we're so close. 7 times 5 is 35, plus that would be 39, no. Getting a little worried, this may not work. 7 times 6 is 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Oh, gracious. Okay, 7. Let's try 7. 7 times 7 is 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. There's my 50. There's my 3. My 5 goes up here. Let's see if it works. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 5 more is 40. Oh, there's my 0. Perfect. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 4 more. Oh, awesome. It's 60. So I was correct. So my missing number in my multiplication problem is 7. So a lot of these are going to be guess and check. This 5, 6, and 7, a lot of this is going to be guess and check. Okay, what I want you to do now is I want you to get out a piece of notebook paper, or you can even go back to your notes, and we're going to do a couple of these problems down here, because down here it says for us to copy and solve, we're going to estimate and then find the product. Okay, let's look at the first one. Let's look at number 8. So it's 116 times 3. So let's first, I would do this on your notebook paper, 116 times 3. Go ahead and do this. Don't solve for your actual answer quite yet, because you want to make sure you can do your estimating. And then once again, guys, your goal is estimating, is to do these problems quickly in your head. So if you were to be able to do this and quickly make, and again, you're trying to make them zeros. 116 is closest to 110. I mean, it's really not closest. It's really closest to 120. So either way, let's try both. And you can leave this as a 3. All right, well, let's see. Take that 0 off. What's left? 11. Ladies and gentlemen, 11 times 3, 33. How many zeros? 1. 330. You can leave this as is. Why? Because I know what 12 times 3 is, and that's 36. Add a 0. So very quickly, I was able to solve that problem. And it should be very quick. The actual answer will take a little bit more time, because it's not easy, perfect zeros and numbers that you're used to using. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. 3 times 1 is 3. So this is my actual, this is my estimate, and this is my estimate. Quite close, okay? So when you're doing this, pardon me, your actual answer is 348. You can write the word E for your estimate. You can write 1, or you could even write both. Okay, let's do number 9. Number 9 is 338 times 4. So what can I make 338 to quickly to multiply? Well, it's not quite halfway, so I would bump it down to 300. Leave 4 alone. Why? Because I know how to multiply 3 and 4. Got 2 zeros. 3 times 4 is 12. Add 2 zeros. 1200. Could I, ladies and gentlemen, have done it? Yeah, 350 times 4. I could even bumped it up to 5. Again, this one's going to carry some, so it's not necessarily the best. It's 12, 13, 14. Again, try not to do it where you're carrying, okay? 8 times 4 is 32. Carry my 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. Carry. It's 12, 13. So my actual answer is 1,352. This estimate was 12,000, and excuse me, 1,200 or 1,200, and this one is 1,400. So again, my actual answer was 1,352. My estimate, I could have said, is 1,200. Okay, number 10. You know what, let's bump down to number 14. 14 is working in thousands. So over here on your notebook paper, I'm going to write 14, 8,813 times 4. Okay, again, so now this is where you're at. So you want to look, if you want to round it to the nearest 1,000, look over here. Is 8,813 closer to 8,000, or is it closer to 9,000? If you're going by true rounding rules, it's closer to 9,000. This can be changed to 4. Why? Because I should, or you should, know quite quickly what 9 times 4 is. What's 9 times 4? That's 36. How many zeros here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's 36,000. Could I go and change 8,813 to 8,800 times 4? Absolutely. Here, you can just skip your zeros, or you can multiply. 0, 0, that's 32. Again, I'm carrying, so that's not always the fastest. 8 times 4 is 32, 33, 34, 35. Let's go back to the actual answer, 12. It's 5. 8 times 4 is 32. Carry my 3. Times 4 is 32, 33, 34, 35. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so again, once again, all of those are sufficient. This is your actual amount, and right here are yours. Again, since only because I moved and rounded to the nearest hundredth, my answer is a lot closer than my actual answer. Here I rounded to the nearest thousands, and my answer is I don't want to say quite a bit, but it is a little bit off. It's about 700 off. Okay, so again, once again, these are both correct. Of course, this one is definitely the closest, but this one is still correct because it's still estimating. Say you had 35,252 people attending the baseball game. The announcer said we have about 36,000 people. Not far off, still acceptable. Okay, what I'd like for you to do now is I'd like for you to go ahead and look and turn to page 58. Okay. What I'd like for you to do is, I know Miss Higgins likes for you to try this page by yourself and to get approval before you move on. Why not go ahead and press pause, complete 21, 22, 23, 24 by yourself, then press play and see what you did. Okay, number 21. A minivan weighs 4,275 pounds. You need 6 minivans to balance 2 elephants on the balance scale, which could be the combined weight of the 2 elephants. A minivan weighs, you would need 6 minivans to balance the 2 elephants on a balance, which could be the combined weight of the elephants. Okay, so you have 1 minivan. He's 4,275 pounds. Okay, you have 6 of them, 3, 4, 5, 6, that equals 2 elephants. Okay, each of these is 4,275, so I'm essentially multiplying it by 6. So very quickly, which could be is another word for estimating, I can change this to 4,200 times 6. 0, 0. Okay, I'm not sure if you got the actual answer. We multiplied, it was over here. Okay, so again, this was not an estimate, because looking at my answer choices, I should have seen that. Whereas this one does, it definitely says estimate and then give the exact. So a sports total has 274 people in each section. There's 7 of them. So this one has 274, this one has 274, and there's 7 of them. So the actual answer, be 7. 7 times 4 is 28. Carry my 2. 49, 50, 51, 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 more is 19. Okay, so I've got this and this. Okay, so I've got those. So now you want to move over to your estimating, and I guess it should have said estimate at first, so I should have probably estimated. So 274, because looking at my answer choices, I have lots of zeros, so go ahead and make that a 300 times 7. We know that 3 times 7 is 21. We add my 2 zeros. 2,100. Oh, 2,100? Nope. So that's why B, A, and C, D is my answer. Down here, okay, 133 students in the 5th grade class each made 6 bookmarks. 128 students in the 4th grade each made 7. Which class made more bookmarks, and how many more did they make? So my 5th grade, woohoo, 5th grade, I had 133 students who made 6. Again, I'm doing actual because look at my answer choices. 6 times 3 is 18, carry my 1. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 more is 19, and that's 7. So this is my 5th grade. My 4th grade is 128 students times 7. 8 times 7 is 56, carry my 5. 14 plus 5 is 19, carry my 1. That's 8. That's 4th grade. So first of all, the question is, who made more, 4th grade or 5th grade? And the answer is 4th. So you can come over here and mark off C and D, because 5th grade did not. So then the question is, what is the difference? 896 minus 798. Going to subtract 8, 9. And my answer is 4th grade at 98. Okay, went ahead and did number 24 for you, because you realize, and I went ahead and did the actual multiplication problem, which was 1,362 times 5. Because at Memorial School I had 1,362 students. They purchased 5 notebooks for each student. I looked and realized, okay, my answers do not have a lot of zeros. So when in doubt, you always want to do the actual multiplication problem, because this way you're always going to get the closest to the actual amount. And lo and behold, this was an actual answer. This was not an estimating answer. At this point, you're going to take out your 2.1 gold pages, carefully rip them out, and you are going to work on them independently. Please note that 1 through 6 is very much like what we did on the previous pages. So if you have some questions, you can go back to the notes, go back to the pages that we did right here, and remember how we did that. 7 through 12, please notice it's 2 steps. It's estimating and then finding the product. You do have room to work here. That is not a problem for me. 13 and 14, word problems, and same on the back. The back is word problems as well. Okay? So, again, 1 through 6 is something previous. 7 through 12 is, again, 2 steps, estimate and finding the product. When you are done, please go turn it in the file folder. If you do have questions, come and ask your teacher, and they will help you.